My name is the Globetrotter, and I film about travel, I film about lifestyle, and I also film about faith. So, welcome to this channel, welcome to this family. If this is your first time coming on this channel, like, please do not watch this video without liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Like, hit that subscribe button. It's free. You don't have to pay anything. You're just supporting me and pushing this YouTube to another level. So that's all you have to do. And if you are a returning viewer, please, I am begging you, do you want me to kneel down? Like, seriously, please subscribe and support your girl. Thank you so much. Now, as you've already seen in the caption, today we're going to be talking about Czech Republic, our experience. And I have two very special guests coming on this channel today. But before I go into that, I need to first address a couple of things and then share a background story of my own experience in the Czech Republic. So first and foremost, let me address this some comments that came in when I posted my relocation video. That was 2 months ago in February, and some people were like to me, oh, is it like you didn't like or if you didn't know, if you've not watched it, I moved back to Nigeria from Europe. I was based in Italy for most of the time, though I went to other places, trying out greener pastures and trying to see what we can do, to make a living. But things were not really working out, so I moved back. So when I posted that video, some people came to me personally, and they were like, oh, I think I would have done the same thing if I was in your shoes. Some people were like, oh, you made a good decision. While some people were like, are you sure that was the best thing? Maybe you should have tried more. Or are you saying that you don't like your experience in Europe, or is it like you just hated it throughout and all of that? Like it's not like I didn't like my experience, or I didn't like my time. Let me say the time I was there. It's just that I had just had it up until here. Now let me start with the fact that first and foremost, like in the beginning, this is not in the beginning, in the beginning, like in the Bible, but I mean like in the beginning, like from when I finished high school, even before finishing high school, I said to myself that I was going to stay home and school home and not move anywhere or anything. But as time went, the whole admission abroad and everything came up, and I was just encouraged to go for it. My parents were like, oh, why waste your time trying to get into a school here when you've already gotten a school here that is willing to take you and all of that. So that was exactly how that whole thing started. And then I went there, I fell in love with the course, like absolutely in love with the course. If you don't know, my field is tourism. Like I love tourism and everything about tourism. That's what I did in my first degree and in my second degree. So that was it. That was how it happened. I'm so grateful for that opportunity, and also the fact that I had to grow. I had to grow faster than my age because I left home quite early. Just imagine finishing from high school and then leaving home immediately far away. Just imagine what it's like. So I'm grateful for that, and the fact that my parents also pushed me. That's one. Two is the fact that I do not like cold. I think I already said this in the last video. Like, if you know me, you know that I hate I detest, in fact, just hatred is something. Hatred is better. I detest, like a cold environment and everything. And this was the reason why while I was in Europe, I kept falling sick over and over and over and over again. Like, seriously, because I was always cold. Do you get it? And when your system is already used to a certain kind of weather, and then you're trying to, force it to get used to this other one, it's not easy. It's a huge struggle. So many people have decided to, continue with it and all of that. But I think at some point it just got me here. Like I just got fed up, and I was just like, no, I cannot anymore. Now it's enough. Let us I can't do it no more. Do you understand? So that was another reason. I also got tired of joblessness and just staying idle, because I don't know if you've ever been in that kind of a situation before. I mentioned this in the last video. Like, it's frustrating, to be sincere. It's so frustrating that you can't pay your bills. You're now dependent. It's tiring, especially when you're looking at yourself like, oh my goodness, at this age, this is not what I want for my life and all of that. So, that's one of the reasons. And then finally, I'm not, saying all of this because I want to discourage you from traveling or even going to this particular location or whatever. I'm just telling you my own experience, and I'm just making you understand the reasons why I had to make this decision at this time, you know. So I'm also saying that, like, it's not like I'm going to I'm never going to travel, I'm never going to relocate or whatever. It's just that for the now, I am content with a warm environment. Number one, I'm also content with the fact that I'm with family. Yes, my family knows where I am, that I'm safe and all of that. Three, I'm also content with like restructuring my life, because honestly, like I said, it was frustrating for me there. And it's not like me coming back here now, everything is already moving as I want or all of that. But I just feel like this system is the one I'm more used to. And then I have support here, like support of family. So why not? If not, do you get it? So that's that about that video. Like, I'm not saying anything again about it. I'm not addressing it again for the now. Let's now just go into today's video. So I'm just going to share a background of my own story. Like you already know, today is not all about me, it's all about my guests, our guests. So the floor is gonna be theirs very soon, but I just want to, say a little about mine before they come on. So I went to the Czech Republic in August 2019. I think that was end of August, and I was supposed to start working at this company, a tech company. I'm not going to reveal the identity, but I got there, and just some weeks into, I don't even know if it was up to a week. If it was up to 2 weeks, I think about a week or thereabout, I fell sick, and then I couldn't start working at the time I was supposed to start. I managed to push my start date to a further date, and started on that date. But because I'm not so tech savvy and all of that, I struggled a lot, and I don't know, for reasons best known to them, I lost the job. I'm laughing, but this is not even a funny what is it called, experience at all, because it was so painful. It was something else, So I lost the job, and this was even during probation. And then I had to leave 60 days after, because according to the law in the Czech Republic, when your employer terminates your employment, which is what covers, your resident permit and all of that, you need to find another employer to cover you before you for you to be able to stay back in the country. So that was not possible for me. I tried. I even went to the capital city applying and going for interviews here and there, but it didn't work out. So I had to leave. So yeah, that was it. My stay there was just basically about 4 months or 5 months in total, and then I left. But honestly, I met really, really kind people there. Like seriously, starting from the Redeemed Christian Church of God members, RCCG members in Brno, which was a city where I lived. They were awesome, like seriously. And I got to, like, it was a connection thing, because it started from my family friend, who is a pastor, that connected me to the pastor of this branch. So when he connected me to the pastor, they spoke, like, I actually needed accommodation, so he spoke to his member about it, and they were very welcoming. Like seriously, that was even where I stayed when I first came, up until the time I was able to move out into a paid room. In fact, I stayed with members throughout my time there. These were one set of people that were awesome. Another set of people were people I met when I got to the company. Like seriously, one of our guests today is I met her there, and yeah, like they were awesome. Like really, really, really great people. Who another set of, oh yes, my ex schoolmates, like, and one was so, like, yourself. I don't even need to call your name, but yourself. Thank you so much. Who else did I meet? Like I this met this person as well when I was processing my visa to go there, and I think we ended up being in the same batch during our time there and everything, and we lost our jobs almost around the same time. So well, yes, like honestly, I don't even remember everyone I met, but like seriously, I really met like very, very kind people, and I'm grateful for them, and I'm grateful for that experience, in as much as it wasn't like the very best, but I'm grateful for the experience, for the people especially that I met, during this time. And I just want to say that God should bless them. God would bless them. God bless them so much. God increase them for me. And yeah, that's basically that. What else? Like I think on my way back, I got stranded, and that was when I posted crazy. I'm gonna put it on the screen for you to see some of the posts. And people were coming to me, "Oh, you don't have to post how you feel all the time. Sometimes you can just keep in." But I had kept in enough, and at this point, I was like, "No, no, 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 no. I'm not having it again. I'm just going to bring it out." So yeah, anyways, that's basically it. That's basically all of it. Maybe one of these days I will share some of the great times, not just good times, some of the great times I had, especially towards the end of my stay. Yes, especially towards the end of my stay there, I had like very, very good times. So probably one of these days I'm gonna post it. But now, like I've talked too much. I've Story time is over. Let's now welcome our guest. The first person we're going to be having here is a beautiful lady. She's a beautiful lady. She's a wife, a mom, and a transformation coach. She's based in South Africa. And yes, we're going to be having her here. I met her there in Brno, and she is no other person but Feroza Iking. Can we please welcome Feroza Iking? Yay!
Hey, people.
So
Thank you for the warm welcome.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, so the second person we're going to be having here is someone I didn't meet her in Brno because we were in school together. So but she was in Brno before I went. So she's also a wife. She is a mom to be by God's grace and an artist by profession. So can we make welcome Leah? What's your surname? Opoku Kwasi. The Nigerian way. I've told you that the way we pronounce here is different. So I was just going to pronounce it in Nigerian, but then I remember I clicked to my, oh no, not K, not PK, it's OPO, you know. All right, yeah, so great to have you here. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. It's not just me, the whole D family appreciate you having you here. So you already know what we're talking about today, yes? Are you excited?
Yes, we are.
Definitely.
We hope your subscribers are. So we are. We hope your subscribers too are ready to, listen to
like
what
seriously. Exactly. Okay. So we're going to start with you, Feroza. First and foremost, when you got to the Czech Republic, what was your perception of the country? What was your perception of Brno? You know, being that it was your first time in Europe and the first country you were visiting, how was it for you?
You know what? I loved Europe, to be quite honest. The historic buildings, the old quaint little cafes, small streets. I love that. So I was quite, I must say, I was quite taken aback because I did feel like I was stepping back into time. I'm so used to the modernization of South Africa. But yeah, I do like that whole vibe that it has going on. So yeah.
Okay. And Mrs. Opoku, what was your transition like? You know, being that you came from Italy, like I said to you guys, we're in school together. So she was in Italy before going to the Czech Republic. So what was your own transition like? What was it for you when you got to Brno?
For me, I would say it was an exciting transition, being that I'm not just, moving from Italy to Brno for just traveling sake. This time around, you are going as an independent person, as you are going for a job, you are happy, you are excited. Unlike Italy, you're just a student, no job. I cannot share, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And apart from that, like Feroza said, Brno was it's a very, very beautiful city. And then it's more welcoming compared to Macerata.
Really?
Macerata has its own, excitement. I wouldn't like to say, I don't want to compare, but then for me, Brno has more, it's more welcoming in terms of facilities, in terms of the people around, in terms of opportunities. There are a whole lot of things that you can, grab in a minute or in a second in Brno compared to Macerata. It's more reserved. If you are a reserved person, then Macerata is good for you. And then if you are schooling, of course, the university too is there to welcome foreigners and all that. So the transition was an exciting one for me, I
Hmm.
would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice, 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 nice. So this goes to you now, Mrs. Aiken. The on getting to Czech Republic, were you shocked? How did you, and if yes, how did you manage with that? If no, okay, fine. Just how was it for you?
You know what? Initially, there was no culture shock for me. Not initially. I was so excited, I was so like, taken up by everything. I just wanted to explore and I was getting lost and, so I was caught up in the excitement of everything.
Yeah.
I went to different restaurants, cafes, I just felt like I was loving the life. But then as time started to go on and you get into the day to day of life and you're not the tourist anymore, actually have to live here and do the paperwork and, the intricacies of daily life and you actually start to see how different it actually
Yeah.
is. And I actually found it a bit difficult, especially with the language barrier. I mean, it's easy in certain parts, but I mean, when you go to government places, they're very abrupt. They're very,
Yeah.
so abrupt. I think that's the right word. But, it takes some getting used to. And even for me, I tend to be a very strong person. And, the look on my face can also show you I don't take nonsense. But I mean, it shook me a bit, how they are. They can be, I would
Yeah.
say, certain people can be very cold
Yeah.
especially in government facilities. So that was a bit difficult. And I was trying to think to myself, how do I cope with this long term? This language is difficult to learn. And if you have an emergency and you have to go to a hospital or something bad happens, would I feel comfortable to talk and communicate? Are we going to have an issue?
Yeah.
But yeah, I love the fact that it was in the middle, so traveling would have been easier. So I suppose there's good and there's bad, like with everything, There's some good and there's some bad.
Yeah. Okay, okay. So, Mrs. Opoku, Mrs. Opoku, oh my goodness, this goes to you. So,
With
was
the
there
first
any
name,
perception? You said?
just go with the first name.
I know, right? That would be easier. That would be really easier. Okay, like for this is your this is the other question for you. So, was there any perception of the country that changed when you got there? Like maybe you were expecting something more magical or less magical or whatever. Like, was there any perception? Was there anything that changed?
Honestly, first of all, I didn't even have the opportunity to have perceptions in the first place. Like, obviously, maybe some people will not agree with me, but when you talk of traveling to Europe, a lot of people don't really think about Czech Republic. People are not even aware. Where is Czech Republic? People ask, where is Czech Republic? So until you really, really, have to go there, that's when you are like, okay, let's see what to expect. So
Yeah.
the perception, I didn't really have any perception. However, when you go there, you'll be surprised at how beautiful and how exciting it can be to stay there. So it was rather a surprise. It was rather, a lot of things happening, good things, of course there are ugly sides, but then I mean it was more than what I expected, to be honest. It
Okay.
was more it was more than I expected. Like,
All right.
yeah.
Okay. That's good because for me, how do I put it? When I got there, because I'm used to a small city and the life
Yeah.
in a small city, when I got there, I felt lost. I was
Yeah.
just, I literally called a friend of mine. I was like, look, I feel like I'm just one little girl in the midst of the rest of the world.
I got lost too several times. Like but then I think I loved it better because it makes you. This is how abroad life is. This is a
Yeah,
typical abroad
Yeah.
city. So
yeah,
you get to using the what is it, the tram, buses, being on time. Unlike when you are in a smaller city, or Maturata to be precise,
yeah,
all we know about is bus. When you
yeah,
miss you have 30 minutes, right? Your next
yes,
opportunity is another 30 minutes.
yeah.
But Bruno, you have at least 10 minutes to
Yeah.
catch up or catch up, another form of transportation. And there are other systems that you can use easily in Bruno. I mean, it's more like the abroad life for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
But now that you
Because
said you guys are speaking of a small city, I actually found Brno to be quite small. I come from a very modernized, fast-paced, South
oh,
Africa, Joburg is fast-paced and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
busy. And so when I got in, everything slowed down. I was like,
Oh,
and now we
that,
drive, and I'm like, this is the end of the city. Where else? Like, what else is there?
but
Yeah.
of course, back in Ghana, we are not used. The fast way is the trotro. We call it trotro. Nigerians call it okada. When it
Yeah.
comes to transport system, it's not
The
like a ticket.
tricycle yeah, tricycle.
Yeah, yeah, we call it pragya here too. So, um, it's compared to where we are coming from, and then not just that, we stopped in Italy, not a big city in Italy, but a very small city. When you look
Yeah.
at the map, it's like a dot.
What are you saying about my city? I love this place.
Oh,
Stop.
I know Deborah is obsessed with Mashrata. I know. I think to be obsessed with a place depends on your experiences.
Yes.
With
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
with
I
my experience in Maturata, I think my situation overshadowed, the beauty of the place.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then to really enjoy a place, you have to have that, basic. If you are able to provide yourself with basic amenities, you are able to get, that you have a job, you have, everything is running smoothly. That's when you can sink in and say, "Oh, I'm enjoying this environment."
Yeah.
But I love Matrata, to be honest. I met a lot of, that's why I met Deborah. I met, there are other Ghanaians and other people from other nationalities there as well. But the opportunity Bruno gave me was a dream come true for me. I mean, comparing
Okay.
the struggle and the transition and how, I ended up in Bruno and all that. I was very grateful to be in Bruno. Yeah, for me.
All
Yeah.
right. Okay. Thank you so much. So now this goes to you, Karata. Why did you decide to leave back to SA? Because now you are back to SA, you're back to South Africa. So why did you decide to leave Brno, Czech Republic, back to South Africa?
You know what? It was initially a very difficult decision to
Yeah.
leave. But I just felt like, and I feel like that was a God moment for me. And I feel like deep down in my spirit, I felt like, because nothing was wrong. My husband's passports, they were busy with it, the visa thing. I was working place of my own. I was living by myself. So everything was going well, but deep down I had an uneasiness. And I felt that was the Holy Spirit. And I decided, I said to my husband, I'm coming home. My husband said, what's going on? I said, I don't know, but I'm coming home. And
Yeah.
everyone tried to convince me, no, just give it a bit of time. Your family's gonna join you soon. But I just felt like I needed to trust what I was feeling at that time. And so I just went, I gave 1 day's notice and I booked my flight ticket back home. So I really believe it was God because as that unfolded, not long after that, the whole coronavirus thing came in and then it went
Yeah.
into lockdown and the embassy wasn't issuing visas. So I would
Yeah.
have been without my family for another year, more than a year. And so yeah, and I have no regrets. That's the thing. I feel like it was the right thing even now.
So much. You've told us the reason why you decided to leave back to SA. And we like really I understand that. Honestly, I do. Like seriously. Even if not everyone will understand, but I really do. Honestly. Okay, so now this goes out to you, Leah. Why did you decide to leave to Ghana?
Well, first and foremost, I was getting married. Hello.
Yay!
And then yeah, someone will say then I could have gotten married and then returned, right? Because I had a
Mm-hmm.
job. Whew, it's not easy. Yes, Bruno is welcoming. Yes, Bruno was the answer to my prayers. Yes, I was excited being in Bruno, but I wasn't excited working with this tech company.
Yeah.
I mean, the stress.
She's holding her laptop.
Oh yes, oh yes, you have to say that.
Oh my
The
goodness.
stress. I worked with the company from the time I left, let's say roughly 8 months, and it was like forever. Initially, I was excited. It's a tech thing. You have to be trained. You have to learn a whole lot of things. But at the back of your mind, you are like, this is better. I'm not sweeping the streets. I'm not washing dishes. I'm not doing odd jobs in general. I'm doing something that I can boost off or that I'm worth doing, at least compared to looking at my CV and all that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you ask yourself, is it worth it in general? What am I doing? What is it giving me? I'm giving out to the company, I'm doing my best and all that, but what am I, achieving? What do I feel fulfilled? Do I
Yes.
feel like am I excited to even wake up every day? Because
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
the money was good, but when you realize how much you have to put in terms of how stressful it is, and
Yeah.
how you meet some metrics, you have to meet some this and that. I mean, you start thinking then this money is just nothing. And even if they gave you the whole world, it's still not worth it
I
because
agree.
it's stressful. People who are in this will understand. I'm sure you guys will do because it's stressful. That aside, I decided that after marriage, it's better to you are starting another life. I mean, you are starting a life with another person, and then this person is not even in Europe. Person is back home, and so the reason why I even traveled in the first place was to achieve my master's, which I was in Italy, and it was supposed to be a scholarship, which ended up being another thing. So the first question I asked myself, have I achieved what I came to achieve? And the answer was no. Can I change? Can I change it? Can I make a change? And that change is not easy to make, to be honest, because you are coming home not to come and pick jobs in the trees or, get money from the floor or, it's not easy at home. That's why you decided to travel.
Yeah.
But then it's a decision you have to, try, at least try and, come home and see what the future holds. And again, you are starting life, or you this time around, you have someone who is supporting you. You have someone who understands the situation. If it doesn't work, then you can, maybe go back and then make adjustments. This time around, you are going back with better plan, better. You know what to expect, you know what not to expect, and all that. And so that's why I had to come back to Ghana. Basically, I came back to Ghana because I'm a married woman. Now, Ghana is a country that I've grown, I've lived my whole life. I know what to expect here. And I knew I wasn't happy. I knew I wasn't at a happy place back in Europe, to be in general. Back in Europe, I wasn't at a happy place. It's a place of stress. It's a place of you just need people. And I got sick too, very sick when I was in. And I thought I would lose my life. My family was very, very worried at that time. And
Yeah.
at the same time, you have to show up at the job. You have to, I mean, the weather too. My mom used to laugh at me because when I was in Ghana, I really, really like the cold weather. I don't like heat at all. So when I got there, and then she will call me and she'll be like, I'll be like, oh, I'm feeling so cold. Then she'll start laughing. You cold? Oh my God, then this is very cold. I'm like, yes, this is very cold. I just wish I'm back home. So the weather, everything, I mean, everything is stressful. And I was like, God knows why he puts us or he plants us in a certain place. I think to me, traveling is good, but traveling it shouldn't be a place where you go and you settle unless you are called to settle there. But it's good to experience places, it's good to travel, it's good to know places, it's good. But until you feel that urge to move, and then you don't feel like you should continue anymore, you just don't feel like you just don't feel like you belong in that environment.
Yes.
It's never late to go back home. People discriminate. Oh, why should I go back home? Why should I do that? Why should I do that? No, you can go back home. Home is home. You can even go back home and take some break. You can, if you want to go back to Europe or America or Australia, just go home, rest, get your sanity back, and you can go back and continue your pursuance or your greener pastures. But for me, my greener pastures is home.
Wow, that's a whole TED talk there. That's a whole TED talk. Okay. So Feroza, this is for you. Um, do you miss the Czech Republic, or do you think that you would travel or relocate again?
I do not miss the Czech Republic.
Okay.
I do not miss the Czech. I miss the people that I've met there. I've met some wonderful people, very welcoming people, and it has just opened me up my experiences and whatnot. But in general, I just feel like for me and my family, it was never a place I could see myself long term. If I say now, I'm gonna settle here, I'm gonna have more kids, we're gonna build. No, for me, it was like a stepping stone to something else. That's what it always felt like to me. It didn't feel like it would be my forever home, you know. And I am open to anything. I'm just that I'm open to anything. So I don't mind relocating again. I love to travel and whatnot. But for now, I'm content. But I mean, if an opportunity comes up, I'll assess it when it comes up, and we'll make the decision as a family. But to the Czech Republic itself, no, unless I'm going there to visit some of the
Yeah.
wonderful people I've met on
Yeah.
holiday. Yes, I would travel there, but would I settle down there for me personally? No.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for being honest. Okay. I was going to ask you one other question, but I think you already answered it like in general, like while you were just sharing some of your experiences. I think you already covered it. So, let me now go straight to ask you: do you miss the abroad life? This is for you, Leah.
Oh, okay. Some abroad life.
Like,
Oh, I mean, sometimes you miss the weather, to be honest. The weather that we are crying about, you miss
yeah.
it. So, especially when the heat is all over you. I think it's about not the people you meet there,
Yeah.
some of the experiences, some of the places. So that's what I miss. And
Okay.
they are still, you can still,
Sorry.
you can, those things can be revisited. I mean, these
Yeah.
places, these people, sometimes they even come home. You can meet them. You
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
communicate with them on phone. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, sometimes you miss abroad life. I mean, Why not?
Do you
Then
miss
there
the
was a
currency too?
come again.
Do you miss the currency?
No, I don't. Unless it's in my account.
Okay, no, I would say yes because it's higher than the Nigerian naira. So yes, I miss it because I know that when I convert it, it makes a whole lot of difference. Like there's a huge difference. Do you understand?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I think that's one of the things I loved operating, and the
yeah,
fact
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah. That as
you said
in that aspect, yes.
exactly. So yeah, okay. Let me not talk too much. This is for you now. Feroza, what would you tell anyone who plans to relocate or visit? Like, what would be your advice? Or would be, what you're just going to say to the person?
Um, I would say research, but I guess nothing prepares you. No matter how much you read about a place, nothing prepares you for when you get there. So my first thing I would say is the number one thing is to make sure you have accommodation. It was the most stressful thing to, you know, accommodation. It's something else to have money but not enough money for the high-end accommodation, and all the other places are taken up. So accommodation was a big thing for me. Accommodation, I mean, people, all that stuff you'll meet, you'll learn how things work. When you have a base and your base is solid and you don't have to worry about where you're going to sleep tonight. And yeah, that's it's the same. I always find that it costs a lot more than what you budgeted. So if you say I'm going with this amount of money,
Yeah.
I always feel like save double that money because there's all of these unexpected expenses that crop
Mm,
up and things like that.
Yeah.
So that would be my advice. But other than that, enjoy. Just live in the moment and enjoy where you are.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, that's perfect. That's great. Thank you so much. Now this goes to you. What is going to be your advice to anyone who plans to relocate, who wants to visit? What are you going to say to the person?
I think almost like Feroza, sorry, said, you cannot put it's like you are going for a tour, right? You cannot plan everything perfectly.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own experience, everyone has their own life to live and all that. So first and foremost, expect the best, expect the worst, and yeah, people go and then they're like, oh, I won't come back. I won't come back home. I'm going to build a mansion. I'm going to make enough money to build a mansion. Good luck. If it works for you, great. If it
Yeah.
doesn't, just the little that you have, bring it back home and start up something. There's opportunity everywhere, to be honest. There's opportunity everywhere. Depends on how you are looking at it. And then yeah, just good luck. That's all. Yeah,
Okay.
it's a great
Yes, sir?
experience. I said it's a great experience for everyone. Every,
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish everyone could have that opportunity to travel. It should be an open thing so
Yes.
that people will not be, people invest a whole lot, people get rejected, visa rejection and all that. So the thought of it that, oh, I've been rejected is like your life is over. No. But if it was a free thing or it was, easier to go, people wouldn't really like to stay. People would like to go and come. Somewhere like South Africa, we should be able to, you know, even within Africa, we should be able to travel and come, enjoy, explore our own continent. And, there are a whole lot of opportunity even within. We don't have to travel to Europe. We don't have to travel to America, Australia, and other continents to see that, oh, we've made it. You can
Yeah.
explore your own land, you can explore your own continent and make it.
Yeah. Have you ever thought of going on TED Talk? Like just going to have, a 10-15 minutes talk. I think it's going to be a great idea for you.
10-15 minutes talk. Okay. I think I haven't reached that third level.
You haven't reached the what?
The third level. Third is for some class of people. I haven't gotten there yet.
You're
I
going
don't
to
have.
build yourself.
I don't have a solid story yet.
Ah,
Maybe when I a solid story, I will join TED.
okay, all right,
What about
that's
you? Are
fine.
you thinking about going for TED Talk?
Yes, sir?
Are you thinking about going for TED Talk?
No, I'm not. I'm not. I mean, if they find me, that's great. But I mean, I think I have a lot to work on before going there. I mean, let me just be doing this little YouTube, growing. No, let me not call it little YouTube. This great YouTube, this awesome YouTube. I'm going
Yeah.
from here. And then if they find me, that's awesome. Wow, thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for being honest. I love the fact that you were honest. I really, really love that. You were not, holding back or something. So thank you so much. Thanks for your time. Thanks for, coming here and just talking and just having a great time. Thanks also for making our time. Like seriously, it's not even easy. And to our viewers, you've heard everything they had to say. I mean, from Feroza's experience to Leah's own to mine, you also heard just a little about mine. So I hope you're able to pick a thing of or two from our experiences and put into yours. Even if you're not going to Europe, maybe you're going to America, like Leah said, maybe you're going to Australia, maybe you're going to any other part of the world. But you should be able to pick something from our experience and put it together so that when you're going, you don't say that okay, you're totally clueless, like some of us did ours, like you're totally clueless or something. You already have like a little idea and all of that. So thanks a whole lot. Like I was going to say one or two things about like advice and all of that, but you guys, you've covered everything, so I don't even need to say anything again. All I can say, oh yes, the social media handles. Feroza is Feroza underscore, right? Iking on Instagram. And you're on Facebook. What's your name on Facebook?
It's Feroza as well. Just
Okay.
Feroza.
Awesome, awesome. So you can connect with her on any of the social media handles. And Leah is PTC Journey.
Ghana
Yes.
underscore
On Instagram, yes. And then on Facebook,
Liam Mensa.
Leah Mensa. Awesome. But you've not changed your name yet on Facebook. You don't want to change it.
No, we can.
Okay, that's fine. I'm also going to put their handles in the description box below for you to connect with them and mine as well. So thank you so much, ladies. This has been awesome. I really did enjoy my time here. Thanks also for our viewers. And please do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Till we see next time. Bye now.
Bye, guys. Bye.